You are listening to the Hemp Beverage News Podcast, brought to you by the Hemp Beverage Expo, the only trade show in the space connecting brands with the retailers, suppliers, and distributors they need. Join us to hear from the people building it from the ground up.
Welcome. I'm your host, Pam Schmiel, the editor behind hempbeveragenews.com. Keef Brands has been around since the early days of Colorado's medical cannabis market and was experimenting with infused beverages long before nano-emulsions changed the category. The company is best known for its classic soda-inspired lineup, including root beer, cola, orange, and grape flavors. Today I'm joined by Keef's Chief Revenue Officer, Blake Patterson. We talk about the company's sales strategy, how it's finding success in convenience stores, the marketing behind the brand, and what the looming November hemp ban could mean for the business and the broader beverage industry. Let's welcome Blake to the show.
So how would you guys approach it if, say, for instance, the ban goes through? Let's talk about Florida, because it's such a great state and it seems very favorable to hemp beverage.
Yeah.
What would you guys do? What do you think you're going to do?
I mean, interstate commerce is really where the rubber meets the road for us. Because I mean, if in fact they want to play ball, Florida is a great state for us.
Yeah.
And it's a great state for hemp, quite frankly. So yeah, we would figure it out. We already have the formulas. We already have the labels. We're ready to go. And like I said, we're planning on success. So right now, we're being produced out of Georgia for our Florida products. But if we would have to find a co-man and a production partner in Florida. And that's the reason I said interstate commerce is really going to be where the rubber meets the road, no pun intended, as far as how this transpires. Right now, we have 3 hemp production partners. Indeed, out of Minneapolis, Scofflaw, and then Sleeping Giant here in Denver. So, that covers everyone. But we would have to pivot and find new production partners. That's just the way it goes.
So then you would just stay in
for sure.
Yeah.
Depending on what the thing is, we love a good guardrail. Just tell us what the guardrail is.
Oh yeah. I know.
And allow us to operate.
Just give us the guardrails.
Yep. And I've said this a lot, and I'll say it here, and this can be quoted because I'm like, let's be responsible, if not conservative. I have no interest in putting out, we sell 100 milligram drinks in quite a few of our regulated markets. I have no intention of doing that in hemp. And, come on, guys, we're being sold in liquor stores. We're being sold. Let's take the first baby step and just see what happens. Whether it's, customer convergence that happens, that's a different story, but that's not a story that needs to be told right now. That's my own opinion. That's our own business philosophy. Right now, we make 10 milligram drinks. If somebody says you can only make 5, well, then guess what? What's going to happen? We're going to make 5. But even if they just said, hey, there's no milligram cap, it's just not the right time for a novice consumer that's has no idea what this can do, will do to them. We're just not going to go down that path right now.
But so mostly your drinks are 10 milligram.
Correct. All of our hemp drinks are 10 milligrams at this point.
Okay. So you can drop it to 4 if this all goes through.
If that happens, yes.
It just feels so low, even for.
It is so low. That's because it is. I mean, the 0.4 thing has me a bit weirded out because it's 0.4 as a percentage. They're not
milligrams.
That's milligrams.
It's milligrams.
And so then that's not. No, we're probably not going to play ball.
I know it. That's one of the problems.
I'm not. We don't do it. Look, Colorado. I mean. You can get this right for me because I probably will get it wrong. I think it's 1.75 milligrams that can be sold. We don't sell in our own state. We make
Colorado.
Colorado.
Right.
The hemp beverage cap. I think it's 1.75. It may be 1.5. Whatever it is, it's not going to have the desired effect.
Yeah,
And
it's
so,
just not a good.
yeah, we're talking about things that affect the body. We're talking about intoxicants. We're not talking about CBD. We're talking about things that you feel and people want to feel.
Right.
If I have a glass of wine or four, there's a feeling that I want. If I
Yeah.
have a 10 milligram Keef, there's a feeling that I want, or a
Yeah.
Keef or a hemp beverage.
Yeah.
And 1.75 milligrams is not going to do it.
Right.
And that's not just because it's me. That's just the average consumer. They may feel it the first time. They're not going to feel it the second. So
Exactly. Yeah.
I,
Right.
I don't know. We just had this discussion yesterday about the 0.4. I mean, that's an industry / category killer.
Yeah, it
It
is. And that's what everybody's saying. And one other brand I talked to said, yeah, we're just not even going to do it. It just can't.
Yeah, it's not sustainable.
It's not sustainable. You're right. It's
Yeah,
not.
no.
You're just, yeah. Okay. So what is your philosophy is when you first started entering the hemp beverage market and how you think about it? Is it go deep and then go wide? Did you focus on different states, and build that out and different
I
channels?
think the industry, and look, we were kind of quasi co-founding members of CABA, the Coalition for Adult Beverage Alternatives, and so I think the positives and negatives of that are we get to see things right first.
Yeah.
But we're also looking at who's stepping in. So who's stepping in is Total Wine, Specs, ABC, liquor stores. And so the breadth is not there, but the depth is. So you just basically take what you can get. Ultimately, at the end of the day,
Yeah, that's right.
we were
'Cause it's
never
not a,
going to go into, some name that distributor in Texas that's going into head shops or whatever. We really wanted to focus in on good, solid retail operators that do things the right way, that do things well, that we could have an intelligent discussion around. Not just, a lot of people are interested in doors. I hear a lot of that. Like, I'm in so many doors. I want to be indoors. I want to be on shelf. The issue is getting people to pull the lever and get the product off the shelf. So we really wanted to have a concerted effort on making sure that our partners, distributor and retail, were well met. We've been in cannabis so long, we haven't been able to stretch our legs as far as marketing is concerned.
right,
We're
right.
on boards in dispensaries, and maybe we get like a little display off in the corner or something. Because beverage, as you know, is a small category in cannabis. Well, in hemp, we now have the opportunity to really, like I said, kind of stretch our legs, spread our wings, and see what that looks like for us. So we were very excited about that. I think now, the success of the category has been such that now we're able to look a little wider. The C-store channel to us is extraordinarily important. We're on the CSP Cannabis Board, which deals only in the convenience class of trade. We make sodas. It looks just like the soda fountain that exists. So it's very important to us. I think, there's 180,000 convenience stores out there. Are we ever going to be in Whole Foods? No. Nobody, like, we don't meet their criteria, nor should we. There's people out there that make hemp drinks that could certainly do that. I wish them all the best. We know who we are. We know where we belong, and we have no intention of going after, a door just to have a door.
Right.
We know what our products are, so that makes it easy for us.
You fit well in convenience stores.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a marriage. It's a
yeah,
marriage.
it is. It's a wonderful, beautiful marriage that I can't wait to explore. I mean, seriously, I am so excited about what I think the convenience category can do with this. It's to us, I think, the next generation.
Yeah.
We've proven this point in liquor stores. We've often said the reclusive, non-existent soccer mom, in cannabis, because she's not walking into a dispensary. Like, she's not. She just isn't. Like even in a very mature market like Colorado, they simply don't want to go in there. And quite frankly, I don't blame them.
Yeah.
When we found them, she shops for wine in liquor stores. So if you can nurture that, and I think we have as a category, not just as Keef, but But as a category, I think we've nurtured that a lot. I think the retail partners have done a really good job of saying, hey, we're stepping in, we're planting our flag, and we're inviting people to learn more about this category. That's fantastic. And I think the convenience channel is going to do the exact same thing, when and if they get the opportunity.
Well, since a lot of them are privately owned and there's only a couple, within a group or whatever, do you think that the convenience stores are going to be more willing to take a risk if the ban comes, just because they're, far flung, they're small?
I think independence, yes, but I think, if you look at the top 15 chains, they're not going to touch it. They're
Oh,
not. I don't
oh, the
blame them.
top 15 chains. Yeah, like
Yeah, the
Circle
top
K.
15 chains
Yeah,
of convenience, and quite probably past that point, they're not going to touch it. You'll find independents, here and there that will if the ban comes, but they shouldn't. I mean, they sell tobacco and they sell, alcohol.
right.
They have some licenses that they have to be concerned with as well. I really, there's a source of pride that we have here because we really try to do things the right way. We're used to those guardrails. We're used to it being difficult. We're used to, having to pivot. But we're also used to finding good partners. And that really means a lot to us as a brand. And I hope it means a lot to people as a category, because there's a lot of people that are just looking for the green lottery ticket out there. Everybody wants to make money, and that's fantastic. But if you're not doing it with integrity, then unfortunately it puts a black eye on the category and the
Right.
industry, quite frankly, as a whole.
Right. What would you say, like in the convenience stores, are some of the challenges that you're having? Or can you also tell me about, yeah, like,
Where they're located, and this is kind of, state to state. In Tennessee, they can't even be sold in convenience stores. So therefore each state is different, and
okay,
I understand why that happened, because liquor stores leaned in first. It's just
yeah,
that simple. Liquor stores leaned in first, so this is kind of where, where we have to play ball. What the convenience stores can do is probably take advice, and understand that they're not reinventing the wheel. They've had a lot. Convenience stores, I'm a big fan of the C-store channel. The convenience stores have really helped grow entire categories. 5 Hour Energy, Red Bull, Monster. You can go down vapes. Some of them have been successful, some of them not so much because of, other issues outside of sales. It wasn't because vapes aren't there because they didn't sell well. They're there because they're not there because of some other issues that, just internally the category had. But the convenience store channel is very, very, very good at introducing a category. And so if they can just lean on what they're good at, and allow brands to do what they should be good at, then it's going to be a monumental shift, in terms of how we look at the entire industry. I mean, we're monumental in the sense that there's 180,000 of them. You just get half, and do it the right way, age gate, check IDs, do the whole thing. Then I think that's you're looking at a super shift.
are you seeing a lot of, do you see the percentage of convenience stores on board with beverages, or what would you like? Because that's your job.
Beverage is going to be the tip of the spear. I mean, as far as the category is concerned, or as far as the industry is concerned, I think because of the federal piece as well, but because I think that there will and should be a carve out. I think beverage is the tip of the spear, and allow us to show that there are well-intentioned companies that are doing things the right way, that want to be taxed, that want to, have age gating, and want to just have a level playing field. If you provide that for us, then we'll answer the bell. It's just a matter of, whether or not we can play ball.
Well, do you find a lot of convenience stores are not selling hemp beverages now, or do you think the majority of them are? Because you're knocking on their doors.
So yeah, uh, so you look at like the biggest one, 7-Eleven is not. Circle K
Right.
is. Maverick is. There's a lot of, I think, chains that are dipping their toe. Circle K has done a fantastic job. They leaned in. They have a full understanding. They have a training mechanism and program and platform for their employees. They're doing things absolutely the right way. I think, but right now they're limited as far as what they can do, where they can do it. They'd be in every store if they
Right.
could be, but there's a
Oh, okay.
bunch of stores in Tennessee that they can't be, and there's a bunch of, you know what I mean? So
Oh, okay. So it's not that they're not willing, it's just that they're
they're not able.
they're not able. Okay, but I'm
Yeah,
sure. Okay. And
yeah,
have you succeeded in getting into the fridge? The
that's
cold?
coming.
That's coming.
That took
Okay.
a while. That's a great question. That's a great question. That took a while. You know, Circle K actually mandated it in the opposite way because they started in the fridge, and that's where they lived. Whereas now they're allowing for floor stands and stuff like that. So I think that's wonderful. Yeah, the fridge is where it's at. I
Yes.
mean, you
Yeah.
know,
How many are they typically, how many brands are they typically putting in their hemp
yeah,
beverages?
probably around 6 to 7.
Oh, that's a
Um,
lot.
it's
That's
a
a
lot. It's a good. I mean, you know, these buyers have been doing this a long time. These
Mhm.
category managers have been doing this a long time. They know exactly what they're seeing, and it's hard to argue with the sales.
And it's the trial. That's the whole thing from people that
Yeah,
are, yeah, it's a
yeah.
trial.
People that try it. We say this all the time. Like, and this is the other thing that I hope, and I see certain retailers doing this is making sure that they're choosing the right brands.
Yeah.
There's
Like,
like, yeah, Keef is great. We're great. That's wonderful and all. But I'll put my root beer up against any root beer out there. And I don't mean in THC. I mean just root beer.
mhm.
People always say, like, is your root beer good? I'm like, do you like root beer? If you like root beer, well then yes, it is. If you like blue raspberry, yes, it is. We've been around since 2010. If our stuff doesn't taste good, something's gone wrong.
Yeah.
Um, so
Yeah.
so
Don't have
but
that.
but the other thing is like looking for the edification of a brand, I think is something that, what I hope retailers will really lean into. Um, is take a little pride as far as what's on your shelf, and because you're giving something to somebody that they're putting into their bodies,
Mhm.
intoxicant or otherwise. You're giving somebody something that they're putting into their bodies, and it should meet all of the standards that are required and more.
Right.
Regulate us. Great.
Right.
Get
Yeah.
tested. Absolutely. We have COAs and QR codes on every single can / bottle, regulated or otherwise, that goes out.
What so you must be happy with the single cans in there for trial size. What are you selling as far as
We
like,
sell 4 packs
or
and 12 packs. The 4 packs are great. I think it encourages trial. I think it lifts obviously basket size for the retailer, but it's also not a heavy lift, and especially in a liquor store environment, where you're looking at a higher basket size as far as dollars are concerned. I think the average, I think the average total wine basket, with or without just basket size period, I think is around $75.
mm,
And that's probably pretty standard for a liquor store, that channel. The average basket size for the convenience store is probably around 8.
mm.
So
So
you're
that's all.
talking about a different consumer.
Oh,
I do think the 4 pack has a place at convenience stores, but that's only after you're generating trial. They sell a lot of single serve Bud Lights and Coors Lights and all the lights and all the things.
okay.
I don't see this being much different.
Okay.
Um, and,
Okay.
and nor should it be, quite frankly. It's the
Yeah.
same intoxicant. It's not the same intoxicant. That's poorly said.
Yeah.
It's the same mindset that
Yeah.
somebody's going to grab a cold one, Whether they have it at home or they have it in the car, I can't, I have no control over that. All I know is they need to be 21 to buy it. And then what they do to it's up to them.
How about your distribution system? Is it similar to liquor stores? Is it a three-tier system?
It is.
Oh, is that
We
typically
go
how
we
they?
go direct. We go direct to two chains. I'm not going to mention them, but to two chains we go direct to. The rest of our stuff is all three-tier system.
Okay, but so
Yeah,
convenience likes to play in the three
for
tiers.
sure. I don't have any issue around that. If somebody said I want to go direct, if a certain couple of chains came to me and said, "Hey, we have our own distribution network," I don't have any issue with that. But I also don't have any issue being regulated like alcohol, where they require a three-tier system. I
Right,
have no problem with that whatsoever.
right.
We just want a market. And in order for us to have that market, if somebody dictates guardrails, then that's the ones we're going to live by.
Because I wonder if this ban does take effect and we kind of have a brownout for a little while, if
Mhm.
the three-tier like distributors, they don't want to lose their liquor license, so they're not going to do
Yeah.
this. So do you guys kind of pivot over to just a regular, direct to store delivery with another trucking company and things like that? Is that?
I don't know, because that would mean, are you assuming a ban there, or are you assuming the
Yeah,
brown?
if there's a
No,
ban.
I'm not. I will not go against the federal
Oh,
government in
okay,
any way,
okay.
shape,
Oh
or
yeah,
form.
to try to operate. You're going to only operate in
We're
a.
not gonna we're not gonna circumvent the system. We have no interest in that
That's
whatsoever.
right. Okay. You're going to be in a, you're going to be in a, right. And I would never put that on the record.
Yeah, no, no, no. I totally get it. But the question is valid. I mean, because there will be brands that will.
Yeah.
Um, you
I'm
know,
just wondering how they're going to do it, because they
yeah.
can't.
I mean, look, going DSD is not that difficult.
Okay.
You can figure it out. If I'm a brand that doesn't care and I'm made in, the Carolinas, and I want to distribute to my Carolina head shops, and because of the brownout, they say I can't, but the head shop doesn't care.
Yeah.
There will be a way to do that. We simply just won't. Like we're,
Okay. Okay.
you know,
And how about for, I know in this world, this beverage world, that, everybody in the alcohol world, everybody always talks about trade marketing. Like that's compared to the regulated, we don't talk about that.
yeah, we don't have that. We don't have omnichannel. We don't have trade. We don't know
Yeah,
what that.
we don't, yeah. So
I
that was a new term. I in a whole big, huge category. So the
right,
question, do you engage like typically how they do in liquor stores in this trade marketing way? Um, use retail media networks for say like a Circle K or
for
things
sure. Oh
like
yeah. So
that.
this is the thing that I was talking about earlier. Give us a chance to spread our wings. As far as my marketing team would love the opportunity. And this is what I tell people all the time. I was like, if you ask the question, the answer is probably not going to be no. It's probably going to be yes. Do you want to participate? The answer is probably going to be yes, because we understand that, there's, I, I've said this a lot, especially back in the CBD days, the convergence of access and education. So that happens a couple of times, right? So the access is there because now the category is out. But the education piece happens, a few different times. It happens once to the category manager that has no idea what this stuff is, has no idea what's going to make somebody feel, blah, blah, blah. And then maybe the store manager or regional, whatever. Like, so you have to educate them as far as that goes. Then you have to educate the consumer. So what does that path to purchase look like? A lot of people don't even know what path to purchase means in this particular sphere, because if they've come from the regulated space, there's no path to purchase. You walk
Yeah,
in, some bartender says, "What do you want to do?" It's like walking into a jewelry store, you know.
yeah.
And therefore, it changes a bit as far as what we're able to do, which is why we're just so excited about having the opportunity, because we don't get to do this very often.
Mm.
We did a kind of golden can Willy Wonka thing for our variety pack. It's a 12 pack.
Oh,
And so there's
cool.
15, yeah, there's 15 golden cans out there. We did it with Total Wine. So we're working with our
I
partners.
love that. That's
Yeah, and it was fantastic.
did
And
somebody
I will
win?
say I'm not allowed to give you direct numbers, but I can say that program surpassed expectations as far as sales increases were concerned, because
Everybody wants.
it gets people to shift their eye So it's like the old Pepsi path to purchase thing. Like if you can hit them 9 times before they get to the competitive sphere, then you win. I want more eyeballs on the category. My brand will stand on its own 2 feet. I'm not concerned about the brand. You know,
Right. Yeah.
I'm more concerned that the category is healthy, that we have healthy brands around us. And once you get people to try it and people to understand it, and quite frankly, people to feel it,
Mhm.
they're going to come back.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Well, that's why you go in and you buy alcohol.
yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So yeah. So I was actually I reached out to somebody in the Circle K who handles the retail media just to
Oh,
see
yeah.
how they're working with hemp brands, and I'm going to dive
Yeah.
into that a little bit more. But that's something you see good ROI on.
For
Like,
sure. I mean, the education piece is invaluable.
oh, so
They simply don't know.
is that what they're doing? You mean like so
We're
you're
using it more as an educational tool than a brand tool. Yeah,
okay.
for
Oh,
sure.
okay. So
In
you're
just about every instance, there's us as a brand, but then there's also, hey, how should you start? Because a lot of these places, whether it's Tennessee or Georgia or Florida or the Carolinas or whatever, that this is a nascent category for them. So you're talking about introduction to a consumer, and how does that look? And we pride ourselves at least on hey, start low and go slow. Like figure it out how you're going to feel. So
So what does it look like a retail media? So that Circle K, if you like, what are you showing? Is it things on a screen? Like
in some cases, yes. In some cases, it's their app too. A lot of them have, with geo targeting and stuff. You can, they get within 50 feet of your cooler or of your display. You can hit them with geo targeting and send a SMS text message to them.
okay, so
So
yours is like
all
go
of those
low.
things are, yeah, yeah. We're it's like we're an actual CPG company. It's so weird.
Keef Brands, go low, go slow. Like
Yeah,
that's you'll just
yeah,
flash that out there and
yeah,
it's kind of like okay, so it's
yeah. And just, I mean, our brand is probably a bit different than most. Look, I've had a lot of great THC hemp drinks, so I'm not suggesting that there aren't a bunch out there. There are. There's also some that just don't taste good. For whatever reason, that's just a thing. Um, there's a lot of liquors, there's a lot of drinks, there's a lot of whatever that don't taste good. It's not necessarily, we're not unique.
yeah.
But we, just because of who we are as a brand and the products that we produce, we lean a lot on our flavors. So we
Oh yeah,
want
yeah.
people
Yours
to,
is about the flavors. Yeah,
yeah, we want,
classics.
if you taste my root beer, it's going to look and taste and feel and all the things smell exactly like the best root beer you've ever had.
Right, right.
And the same is true with just about every one of ours. So we really lean on flavor. So generation of trial is extremely important to us. But we want to make sure that the consumer is educated as well. So we try to marry the two as much and as often as we can.
Yeah, that's right. Bring in the classic and then
Yeah.
because the
Yeah.
flavor is the point. That is a point for you guys. There's a lot
Yeah.
of
Oh,
different
for
seltzers.
sure.
Yeah,
It,
it's a it's a mock soda. It's a mock
yeah.
soda. THC
Yeah.
mock soda.
It
Okay.
is.
All right.
It's and
Yeah.
and we lean into that a lot. It's probably, I mean, there's a lot of unique selling positions or points that we could make, but that one, quite frankly, is the one that is just so upfront,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I've done now some shows in the past couple of years where we're doing tastings and stuff, and it's quite incredible, where everybody is like, wow, this is really good. It tastes like root beer. Well, that's
That's good.
good. We did something good.
Thank God.
Yeah, right.
All right. Anything else on marketing as far as
No, not yet, because we're just
it's
waiting.
yeah, right. Yeah, that's right.
I mean, we're not waiting. We're doing the best we can right now.
Yeah, yeah.
So
But
I think this conversation that's being had out there and this debate that's being had is healthy. It wasn't a year ago. But I think this is now a healthy conversation,
yeah,
and
of
should
course.
should this is the reason why we're planning on success. Like our company will quadruple overnight if hemp goes through.
It
There's
will.
no ban. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
if there's no
because
ban, then you're looking at a lot of those. I mean, like 7-Elevens of the world,
yeah.
they're going to immediately step in.
Oh, yeah.
And so there's a lot of these different, Kroger,
Yeah.
Safeway,
Yeah.
Publix, Wegmans.
Yeah.
You look at, I'm excited about the convenience store. I'm just as excited about the grocery class of trade. You know,
Right.
yeah, give me Kroger all day long, and Wegmans twice on Sundays.
Yeah.
Like, so there's these big players. They're just waiting. So once that happens, the marketing piece,
It'll just
it'll be at least 20% of my budget.
are you in any of the larger stores, like the
We're
Target?
not yet.
Oh,
We're not.
but you're in liquor stores.
We are.
How are you not in a Target? That seems like
You
a
know
good.
what? I tell you what, I'd love to, when you find that answer, Pam, you let me know. I have asked myself that question so many times. I asked my production partner who's in Minneapolis. As you can tell, it's quite a subject for me.
Yeah, I mean,
But
because it seems like a fit for sure.
yeah, I mean, look,
Not
brands,
yet.
brand managers, category managers make their decisions based on whatever they make their decisions based on.
And maybe they already have.
This has been going on for centuries and years. Like, this is nothing new.
Yeah.
So we just need time. I'm not concerned as for me to say I'm not concerned. I have revenue in my title, so obviously
Yeah.
I don't like to lose, Pam.
No, you're gonna. It's just a matter of
It's
time.
a matter of time. But
Yeah.
no,
It's a matter of time.
I have a lot of respect for category managers being thrust into this position. Um, they're buying Bud Light and Coors Light and name that new IPA, and now they're thrust with this thing that they don't really know about.
Okay, so is
They
that
don't
what
know
you're
it's been
finding?
around since 2010. They
Right.
know that
Right.
somebody named Jim, who was producing an IPA 9 months ago, came in with a shiny can.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right. Right. Right.
again, I'm not suggesting that that's wrong. I'm
No,
just
I
suggesting that that's
understand.
the way it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's extraordinarily difficult for category managers, to know what they don't know.
But
It's
you have
impossible.
you have the sales data.
Correct. We do. We
I'm
do.
surprised they're
But
not competing on
it's
that.
also a bit of a misnomer because for whatever reason, they don't translate the regulated piece we've been number one for going on 8 years, I think, as far as cannabis beverages are concerned.
But hemp
Um,
and convenience, I've seen some stats.
yeah, yeah. Oh no, it's coming, and the data teams, companies, organizations, associations, and whatever, are getting a lot better, and
Yeah.
companies are getting a lot better. We were fortunate because of just our experience. We know to put we know to put a UPC on the can. We know to put a different UPC on the 4-pack, and then we know to put, the master case gets a different one. So we understood how to integrate our products into like a Nielsen, for example.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Okay.
that's been, I think, a struggle for clean data,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
because so many brands just didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Right. Right.
I'll
Right.
I'll
Yeah.
put the same UPC on my can as I do my 4-pack. Well, those are two very different things.
Uh, yeah.
So that's, I think the industry is leveling that out. I think, like I said, Nielsen, some others, have done a good job, I think, of helping brands along in that scope.
Oh, so they might not have the real numbers that you're
Correct.
showing up.
Correct. The data just has to be
The
clean,
right work.
and they're getting there,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the question actually was, are there other requirements like certifications or like GMP type stuff that you would brands need to think about if they're going to go into a Target or go into liquor stores? What did you have to do different to go into these bigger, more?
I think all they have to do is follow the playbook. The playbook's already there, and it's different because, like, whether it's the certification,
Uh-huh.
CGMP or GMP certification, or whether it's looking at alcohol, where is the playing field that you are? And I think that's what's unknown right now. It's getting more clear. But I think that's where we're prepared, at least we are as a brand, and I think the industry is getting there, at looking and making sure that all of those boxes are checked. And that's, I think, where we have a good story to tell. You know, if you look at our brand, and if you look at probably the top 15 to 20 brands, they all have that story to tell, and they're all checking the boxes. You know,
So, because I know if you, yeah, because I know if you're just a regular CPG brand and you have to go into a Target, let's say,
right? You
like
got to go through.
there's more.
There's a couple of different testing companies out there, but like CVS uses them, Walgreens uses them, Target uses them, and so whenever you're going in as a supplement, etc., you've got to be tested, not just for like heavy metals, but for all kinds of things. And it's expensive, but I'm just not sure that because we're put into an intoxicant sphere that we need that. I will tell you this though, I'm happy if we do. You know, I'm not sure what kind of testing or anything like my bourbon has, you know, or wine, quite frankly, for that matter. Like, so I'm not sure what we're going to
be
what
tested.
will be necessary.
Yeah.
But I can tell you, we're ready to meet that challenge.
Sure. Oh, yeah, yeah. But there's so many people out there that's maybe like they're not using the right can liner, so the THC is either over, under. So you wonder what, yeah, so it's not really been said yet. Well, I wonder what they made those brands who is selling on their shelves. I wonder what hoops they made them go through.
I can't comment on that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't want to dig
I
that
can
even
tell you a
further.
couple of them. I can tell you a couple of them, but I can't tell you that one in Minnesota.
Oh my God. Okay.
But I think this is where I am very hopeful that with new standards and regulations comes some compliance and consistency that's necessary. It's necessary for the consumer. It should be necessary for the retailer. And it should, quite frankly, be embraced by the brand. And if it's not, then you got the wrong brand.
Yeah, yeah.
Because if you're not embracing any sort of regulations and testing, then you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
You want that. Yeah, exactly. All
Yeah.
right, cool. Do you think I'm missing anything as far as like what readers should know about, sales strategy, distribution?
Well, I mean, pay attention. Pay attention to what the good ones are doing and follow suit. I'm not looking for anybody to start producing root beer or anything like that. But if anyone wants, and this is true, like we want good actors. I want a strong, healthy category. I do.
Yeah.
I really do. Competitively, Keef will be just fine.
Yeah.
But I want a strong, healthy category, and that means products that are produced the right way, that are marketed the right way, and that follow all of the steps that get us there. If you don't, get out of my way. I don't want you here. And I'll be the first to call you out, because I'm not going to have a weak category because somebody's trying to circumvent a system. And I mean that not only from a marketing perspective and a production perspective, but also like you were talking about earlier. Like if you're going out there, they're going to come after you. You're putting a target on a category. I'm doing things the right way. I don't need more targets.
Yeah.
I got enough.
Yeah, we've had a